Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Antics and Goose Show. I'm Fancy
And
Antics.
I'm Goose Gaming.
We're back once again with another podcast where we'll talk with you guys about or suggested topics, stuff we kind of came up with the week and whatnot. This time, not a live one, so you'll be seeing this all for the first time on Friday when it drops. And yeah, that's that.
Yeah, and make sure you guys hit us up on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, anything like that, and just let us know what you guys want us to talk about in next episodes, or if there's any videos you want us to react to or anything like that, just let us know.
Absolutely. Yeah. So thanks for that, guys. This time around, there's a lot of news in the past week, just basically about movies and games and stuff like that. At least in that industry, so that definitely fills up a lot of our topics going on today. Plus, if we think of anything else, but there's so much. And if there's anything else you guys that we don't talk about, you guys want us to talk about, let us know. We can do that too. But what do we got first on our list here?
First is the new Matrix trailer that we were supposed to react to last week.
Yeah.
And if anyone's seen that, we posted up on TikTok a little clip of what we were gonna be doing, but obviously they teased us with a teaser trailer, and we ended up making a short video out of it.
Yeah, seriously, yeah, we did. Yeah, you guys want to check that out? It's pretty good. So because we wrapped into the teaser of a teaser trailer, which in itself should be a topic because what the fuck, Hollywood? Like, why you call something a teaser trailer? The Spider-Man trailer that was 3 minutes long was called a teaser trailer. Then we have a teaser trailer for the teaser trailer for the Matrix. It's like, make up your mind. Like, you can't. Why do you do this to me? So here we are watching these little clips saying, "Yeah, the trailer drops tomorrow." Oh,
okay. Yeah, it was basically the clip of it saying it dropped tomorrow. It was awesome. So you watched it, correct?
Yep. Not too
Okay.
long ago.
So
Yeah.
what were your thoughts on it?
Uh, it feels different for sure. More modernized, I guess. I think it looks good. Very different from the other stuff. It definitely seems to, as some sites have mentioned, retcon the second and third one, which I know you'd probably be really okay with. So it's a weird look at it. Like it's a modern day Matrix stuff. Updated visuals, of course, and looks really cool. So they're still in the Matrix, but I don't know how much is going to like the whole robot side. Like how is this a simulation? Like is there where's that side of it? Like where everyone's um in the real world compared to the simulated world and stuff. I really don't know where that's going with it. Didn't really see much on that. But I don't know. Action looks great. The vibe I got from the music in the trailer was a bit different than I would expect for the Matrix. I thought.
Yeah, it was a little weird. In my opinion, it kind of looked like they tried crossing over with a John Wick movie.
A bit. I mean, or maybe it just goes and automatically absorbs into that when Keanu Reeves looks like that.
Yeah, and maybe that is it. And but like it just didn't seem like a Matrix movie.
I guess, or maybe that's what it is. Yeah. Besides the stuff of like walking through the mirrors and stuff like that,
Yeah.
really rock with his hand. It didn't in that regard a bit too. Maybe with a fuller context into the show, it is. It definitely just seems like he thought the first one was a memory. I don't know how, or a dream.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got the red pills and the blue pills, obviously. So I don't know. We'll see where that kind of goes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited because it's just a cool movie, kind of flashback to our childhood. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like they haven't made a good movie since the first Matrix. So
yeah, and that was a great movie, one of the best of all time, just movies in general. So it's always hard when you make a sequel to any movie and stuff like that, and have to be as good as the first one. And then I think I would argue it's almost even harder making a remake or a spiritual successor type of sequel way down the road, like they're doing now. You got to be careful with that shit. Like it's nice to have a nostalgia boost back, but it could totally just flop and really be worse or be kind of do more damage.
Yeah, it might completely scare everyone away from the Matrix series.
Exactly. Like here's looking at Disney Star Wars for the most part. Like
well, kind of that right? Like I mean, on the topic of Star Wars, like so the Force Awakens was all right. It was good, slightly above average for a movie. And then what was the second one called? Like the
The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi, which was a monstrosity of a movie.
Yep.
Monstrosity of a Star Wars movie. Now, it was actually probably a decent movie if it was not called
Yeah, if
Star
you didn't
Wars.
care about plot and just wanted action
Yeah,
and stuff like that, and something else, yeah, sure, you could watch it one time and
exactly.
be like, okay, I saw it.
And
But
then the Rise of Skywalker was actually a good movie, but I think because they had to do so much work, like so much damage control from The Last Jedi, it took
pretty much
away a
that.
lot from the actual movie itself. So it's
Hmm.
like, is that what's going to happen with The Matrix? And what if this fourth Matrix movie is it tanks and it's garbage? So out of a series of 4, you have one good movie. Is it even worth watching the Matrix series?
Yeah,
Like,
it could really do the damage. I don't know.
this could either revive the Matrix or it can completely kill it.
Very much so. Yeah, two directions you can go with this. It could be a really really good movie, and you have a whole new branch to go off of with it, and more games, more of that kind of world. Who knows? But yeah,
I mean,
very much so.
it's just a weird energy to me. I think
Hmm.
I hope it's gonna be good, and if it's not, it's not.
Yeah,
At the end of the
yeah,
day,
exactly.
the way the Matrix is with me, it's like the second and third one kind of killed the series for me. So
Yeah.
if it's even slightly above average, I'll be like, it's okay. For me to like actually want to like enjoy the Matrix as a saga, it's gonna have to be like a 10 because
That's a tough all the time. Yeah.
right because you got the first one, which is like high rated, like
Mhm.
it's a good movie. Then the second and third ones are low rated movies, so it's like where like how do you bounce back?
Mm. Hopefully they
You
like what they kind of did with it and stuff like that, and what they could take from it, and see where that goes in itself. I don't know.
right, and it's like you can't
Cast
say
is good.
like the second and third one are like a 3 and a 4 kind of like out of 10, so you can't come back with like a 6 and be like it was a good movie,
Yeah, exactly.
you
We made it
know.
better than the second and third, so we're good.
Yeah, no,
Just had
you have to make it on the same level as the first.
yeah, or be damn close to it,
Yep.
or at least the appreciation that you really did your best, and you know you're not going to beat the first, but you came close. That's what you got to strive for when it comes to that kind of stuff. I almost think, especially nowadays, like just with the way the world's going on with movies and stuff like that, with COVID affecting it and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and having it hard to go to theaters, you want to make have to make your movie worth seeing because of how much work goes into the budget of making sure everything goes according to plan with the planning and filming and all this
Mm-hmm.
stuff. You know, it almost seems like way more of a so many blocks of the way to make a movie happen, so it better be worth making that finished product at the end.
Exactly. Yep. Um, and so I mean that as far as we know, it just seems like a kind of they retconned the second and third one. We don't really know. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe that's not. But that's
Yeah,
kind of
maybe true.
and that's the feeling they give you in a trailer. And that's what the trailer's there to do is make you believe that it's going to be a good movie.
Hmm.
So if you're a fan of the Matrix, most likely you're not a fan of the second and third one. It's kind of just general knowledge that those movies are garbage.
Yeah, for the
um,
most part, yeah, the moments.
and so I think that maybe that's what they're trying to do is make it look like the second and third didn't exist. And then we're going to go in and maybe they play a bigger part than we think.
Yeah, and it could be, which should be fine if they, pay tribute to them. They are what they are, and we're just
Yeah.
moving around on it.
Well, it's not like
The horror,
it's another Matrix movie. Of course, you're going to know it's part of a saga. You can't just
yeah.
retcon.
Generally speaking, yeah, you usually can't. Yeah, it'd be weird to do just retcon it, and yeah.
Just say
So
it
I
didn't
think they're probably
exist.
yeah, like it could be the fact that maybe it is a whole new world that Neo's in because he was taken in the end of the third one, right, and
Yeah.
then brought in. So okay, he's still alive in the world of the machines here. He's part of the whole thing now, so he has power and control to make things the way he wants them in some sort of way. I don't know.
Yeah, even Keanu Reeves doesn't want the second and third movie to be around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh man. Um. So on that note,
Yeah. So there's with the new we have next thing on the list here is the suite of PlayStation reveals that kind of came up kind of surprisingly out of nowhere this week. So it seemed like it came at a good time where Sony seems to be lacking in creative content lately. Um, and not that Xbox is any better lately, too much, but it did seem like Sony was missing a lot of games for the PS5 and a lot of lack of announcements. So I think it kind of um, made a it made it kind of a a statement online for anybody looking at PlayStation
Mhm.
games and stuff like that. For the record, neither of us are PlayStation players, so this is still kind of something we're outside of, unless it comes on PC or something like that. But one of the big ones, obviously, that people liked was Spider-Man 2 being announced. The Spider-Man 2, the game.
Yeah.
Basically,
What, the
looked really
movie
good.
with Tobey
Yeah, I
Maguire?
know. Yeah, it's coming back. I don't know. It's just like a teaser cinematic trailer. I'm assuming you watched it.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah, okay. You have Peter Parker, Miles Morales together in it, as you kind of did. I'm not sure if that implies that there's going to be co-op because they're fighting together
Oh
on an
my
option or
god.
some sort of bounce back. That'd be cool. Um, like I don't know if that's what they're going for, but that could work if it works their mechanic. And then at least the main villain or one of them. I don't know who's the narrator in it. Maybe somebody can point that out who they think it might be. But Venom is obviously there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, was Venom not in the first one? Does anyone
So
remember?
I've never played it. Obviously, once
Yeah.
again, not PlayStation players.
Yeah.
With these announcements, most likely I'm probably gonna buy a PlayStation 5 before I buy an Xbox Series X. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not in the first one.
Which is a big deal. So I'm sure everyone was expecting that in a sequel because Venom is probably the biggest Spider-Man villain, relatively speaking.
Yeah, probably next to like
So
Green Goblin, right? Like,
yeah, pretty much all about the biggest villain. So that's cool to see. So if Venom wasn't in it, Carnage was either. So that you're gonna probably do a lot more with the symbiotes in this one. It's always fun. And there's a lot you could do with that too. So hopefully they got some good stuff going on there. But just a teaser for what's coming out, and I mean the
mhm,
first one was really good from what I understand, and really well done. It's what everyone wanted in a Spider-Man game essentially. So that's a good sign.
mhm. Yeah, no, it
Um,
was actually one of the things. Like, I got rid of my PS4 right before it came out, or
uh,
right before they announced it. So I was like, "Fuck."
shit.
Um, but then when they released it for PS5, I've been actually trying to get my hands on either a PlayStation 5 or a One X or a
Yeah,
Series X. Sorry, since they came out, and obviously it's damn near impossible.
difficult.
Um, but yeah, no, the first one looked really good. It had really good reviews. I watched some people play it. It looks great.
Mm, yeah, pretty much. I like it.
And
I do
then
definitely try it.
I mean, on that same note, looks like they're releasing a Wolverine game.
Mm, same company, I think, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Oh,
really exciting. Like,
yeah. Surprise announcement. Nobody saw that coming on the whole PlayStation thing, so that was pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, been a while since we had a Wolverine game. I'm not sure about you, but there was I don't even remember what it was called, but like old I think it was even original Xbox, maybe 360. I can't remember. Of a Wolverine game.
oh, the X-Men Origins game.
No, I don't think it was Origins. At
Are you
least
sure?
not based on the movie. Well, at least it wasn't based on the movie. I can't remember what it was called. But basically, a lot of it plays when he was created as Wolverine, and stuff like that. And you're escaping the lab and a lot of it.
Yeah, that's Origins.
Is it
That is the
Origins?
movie.
No, this game came out way before the actual movie did, for sure.
Hang on. We're gonna
Look
fact
this up.
check ourselves real quick.
I know it did. Hold on. X
Yeah.
Men. Yeah, okay, no, X Men Origins Wolverine. It's not that game.
Okay, now I don't know what you're
Uh,
talking about.
and I played it, rented it a lot of times. It's back when Blockbuster was a thing. So where the hell was it? Shit.
uh,
Yeah, no, like the graphics of this are better. It had to be an original Xbox game or a PlayStation. No. Um.
are you sure? Was it an exclusive? Uh,
Oh, I think it was X2 Wolverine's Revenge. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
oh, okay, yeah, I know
Wolverine's
that
Revenge.
one. Yeah, that's
That was original Xbox.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, that's what it was. That to me was I played the hell out of it. It was a lot of fun. Uh, not even sure if it was really that good of a game in general, but I really enjoyed it. So it's really a big one since that.
You didn't play
Um,
Origins?
no, honestly, I don't think I even realized it was a thing.
Yeah, that game was a blast. I loved it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well then, all right then. So even despite crappy movies, well, X2 was a good movie, but then as the games were good.
So okay. Well, now we're on the topic of Wolverine being crap. Um, I liked the movie until the end.
Of X Men Origins Wolverine,
Yeah.
fuck off. No.
I
I mean, it had
legit
some enjoyable bits, sure, but ugh.
no, no, no. I literally enjoyed that
That though.
movie until they ruined Deadpool.
Well, they ruined Deadpool with the first 5 minutes, though.
But not really. He was on the mark with the mouth.
A mark of the mouth that can do swords like this and stuff like that and have it stood. And it didn't even look like the guy? Nah.
No, I get that. It was a I don't know, it was an origin story.
I guess. I guess.
So
I mean,
like, yeah, it's not your typical Deadpool, but like then they fucked him up. But no, I actually enjoyed that movie. The game was pretty good, but I'm really excited for the game. Like it it's gonna be awesome. Especially if
yeah.
it's made by the same people that made the Spider-Man game. It's just gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah, exactly. Because see what kind of approach they take with it. If they do more crossovers, maybe with that universe or touches to it, because they have both games and stuff. Maybe
Yeah.
they put Wolverine in Spider-Man too.
Ooh, maybe
Because I
that's how
remember
they
they did it in the
announce it.
previous Spider-Man game. They had it when
Yeah.
he became a Venom Wolverine in that game, so that'd be kind of cool to bring that in Spider-Man.
Now, with that,
But
do you think this is like part of Marvel's deal with Sony? Like Disney and Sony?
I it would have to be to some capacity, I think, because
Well,
Sony doesn't own Wolverine,
no.
and they have rights to it, and this Marvel's Wolverine, and Disney owns Marvel. This is all that part. So there's probably a very they have to use they're using the license for it. I'm not sure if they acquired it or just bought it to use it temporarily or what the whole
Hmm.
plan is with that. To go with Spider-Man. I
Well,
really don't know, but yeah.
here's my crazy conspiracy theory. You remember 2 years, 3 years ago when they had that issue where they were probably not going to make another Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland when Sony Disney couldn't figure out their
Yep.
financials and all that bullshit. I bet you this is one of the things. It was like, okay, you can
Ah,
use Marvel characters to make video games if we get
right.
X amount of percentage or whatever.
Yeah. The behind closed doors talk and stuff
Yeah.
like that. You're probably right. Yeah. So it just take a while to actually put that into fruition. So
Hmm.
it's about right for timing and stuff like that. Yeah, that's probably right. Maybe even a lot to do with Spider-Man 2. Like I said there, you're probably right. For a lot more Marvel characters showing up in the Spider-Man 2 stuff,
Hmm.
or maybe just Spider-Man villains. If they
Yeah.
have the rights to do that now and stuff like that, which I think, judging by Wolverine, they do. So
Yeah.
that would be awesome to see.
Um, and then I mean, while we're kind of talking about Disney, the Knights of the Old Republic remake.
Absolutely, yeah. I was psyched as hell to see that. Glad it's also coming out on PC. Very weird that it's a console exclusive to PS5, just because
The original
that's
is
not.
exclusive to Xbox.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking of. Actually, totally forgot about that, but that was true. So maybe that's just a backward sort of thing. But usually Star Wars is pretty much on all platforms. But I
Hmm.
guess now you mentioned that, good point. But really good that it's on PC though, because it's a very moddable game. Generally speaking, so that they're going to do that. But that was probably of any Star Wars game franchise. I'm pretty sure KOTOR is pretty much like the pinnacle of a good Star Wars game. The one that's been most requested, the most fan based of like fan fictions and stuff, cosplay. The biggest thing that they probably want in Disney canon, which Revan is
Hmm.
canon at this point already. I'm not sure if this allows to be tied into canon. I doubt it, but maybe it is
Yeah.
officially. But Revan was made into canon based on some other part in the book before, so that kind of thing is like one of the biggest non-mainstream Star Wars things that was created that actually got the most fame
Yeah.
and is it's iconic. And if they're doing so much more with it to make it the same kind of game, updated visuals, cooler cutscenes with the tech they have, because BioWare is really good at making that shit. Though I don't know if this is being made by BioWare now, or if the rights have been bought out. I don't think it is actually. Come to think of it,
Yeah, I'm not sure
um,
who remastered
yeah,
this one.
yeah, I'll look it up too. Aspire was a game company working on it.
But so now, is this like part of that whole Disney conspiracy I had, where they PlayStation's getting exclusive rights to Disney properties for video games?
I mean, maybe this is obviously a bigger deal with that too, because you have this and you have Marvel for sure. There's something going on there with some sort of contractual thing, and maybe this is it. Maybe this has something to do with their talk about having um um their talk about having like using Spider-Man in their own universe and stuff like that. But even at the time, even with Wolverine being a thing, Disney didn't own Fox yet when this whole
Hmm.
thing became a problem. So hard to say when it's still working out, but But yeah, so it's not at all. It must be bought back because it is not being made by BioWare in any capacity. It's
Rough.
Aspire,
Okay.
so they
Um.
just have the ability to do it.
Now, with that being said, like because obviously PlayStations were getting some really good exclusives out,
Oh,
and Microsoft is absolutely shitting the bed with their exclusive content.
as per usual. Yeah,
Do you think Microsoft really tries to go for the whole making Skyrim an Xbox exclusive
I would bet money on
or
it.
and
Yeah,
the next
but
Elder Scrolls?
Xbox and it would be definitely an Xbox and PC exclusive
Mm-hmm.
because you don't not put Skyrim or Elder Scrolls games on PC, and Fallout for that matter. That's what they're definitely testing. I think testing the waters with Starfield first because it's a new franchise. They can do whatever the fuck they want with it. Might as well make it exclusive on their own console.
Mm-hmm.
I would seeing stuff like this and just you have to do it. Like I mean, you get money for it, obviously by putting it on other platforms too. But you'd get much more traction getting it to your over to your PCs, your Xbox consoles by having it on those exclusively. So I would say yes, especially because Sony even up until like recently and stuff is very strict on what they allow. Like the modding thing, like it was a big deal when they had
Mm-hmm.
allowed modding on consoles, and Xbox allowed up to 5 gigs or whatever it was
Mm-hmm.
of content. You can do this, that, but Sony was so restrictive on the amount you could do,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of stuff you couldn't alter. So it's almost it, it doesn't even matter if you like. It seems like a waste of relation on PlayStation almost at a point. So I don't think they will. I think it'll. I'm calling it now. I think it'll just be an Xbox and PC exclusive on Microsoft consoles and
I mean,
platforms.
they have to. They really do.
Yeah.
Like I said, for me of all people, like I love Xbox. I love the interface. I love the way it's
The
so
network.
easy to use. Exactly. Like
Yeah.
the fact that Xbox Party, I use that through my PC to talk to you guys that are playing on
Mm-hmm.
Xbox, and PlayStation has nothing like that. But PlayStation is working with Discord now. They have their exclusive titles are kicking the shit out of Xbox. Um,
Yeah.
Xbox has, in my opinion, has a better console,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not utilizing it. Like Halo's coming out without co-op. Like what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, that's yeah. Little things like that are really freaking annoying when you have that, and I mean, how it was going to be released a year ago with if you're at that state.
Like shit, is this
No,
Grand
none of
Theft
that,
Auto
and no
5?
Forge.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I can understand missing Forge a bit if you're updating it. Like Halo 5 always added stuff to Forge, so you keep growing into it. But still, Forge is a huge Halo thing, but co-op's
Yeah.
like Halo. That's just what Halo is. So yeah, we're just gonna push that off to the side.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
just
well,
such a weird concept, and I think like last generation it was already kind of leaning towards Sony being like the dominant console, and now this generation, like just initially at launch, like
I yeah, and it is to some degree. Like I mean, so far it really seems like Xbox has done a better job than Sony has in a lot of areas. Just better console, better stuff, technically more availability in the Series X, just more to offer for a lot of ways.
mm-hmm,
And even games. So the recent part, they were kind of both just not much going on. COVID
mm-hmm,
probably had a lot to do with that. But it's something Sony's always done better, and it surprises me why they've done so much better. Nintendo has their own IPs that they've always known forever, so you can't really they're there. But and Sony has theirs that they've really made masterpieces
mm-hmm.
constantly. Get Last of God of War, Horizon,
Yep.
all these ones that you start out taking risks with, but they turn out really, really good. And it seems like when Xbox does that, it's like, this is all right. Maybe we'll make another one day. It's just mediocre or repetitive. Like Gears and Halo don't have, to me, even and I'm an Xbox gamer, don't have that that God of War, Last of Us seem to,
Well,
as they keep making more of
and
them.
I
I don't.
think like Halo 3, one of the best multiplayer games of all time. Um, and Gears of War, the first one, like one of the funnest stories to play with your friends
Right.
ever.
Yeah. Yep.
The online was fun. I think obviously compared to other online games, it's not near as good.
Mhm.
But like they always drop the ball somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like when you think like of a football game, right? And they're running down the field. It's just out of nowhere. Xbox will be like having a clean breakaway, and
Yeah.
and and, and they literally just drop the ball.
Yep, fumble it. It's just, and I don't know how to do it. I don't know, because you're right on that. And so he just picks up good IPs and stuff like that, and the rights to do different things. And there's, and you have like like I don't know if it's maybe that Microsoft milks the franchises they own too much. Like God of War has what it has, a little bit of this, not too much for spin-offs. Like you just don't
Hmm.
sequels and stuff like that, and you stick with it. You stick with the quality of that of just making quality titles as you go through. But when you go to Halo, you have all these Halo games. You have Halo 3 ODST. You have Halo
Garbage.
Wars 1 and 2. You have these mobile games like Spartan Assault and stuff like that. You have all of this extra unnecessary lore and Halo Waypoint. Like you, and then Gears does the same thing with Gears Tactics, which I mean in themselves they're not bad games. They're okay in a lot of ways.
But they use the names from their franchises to
Yeah,
make other
and
games.
they it almost always in history seems to lower the quality of what you have. Like when you keep just milking it and trying to make it something that it isn't. Then I get expanding it to build your brand a bit, but I don't know. Sony just seems to do it better. You less your resources to focus on the main
Mm.
product, and it seems like the product's better and does it. But maybe that's just the way of making money. Just maybe
Well,
Halo makes way more money than it probably does make way more money than God of War and Last of Us and all that shit for
well, the
that
thing
reason.
is like Halo Wars is not my style of game, but like it makes
No, an
sense.
yeah, I get that's right. RTS kind of game, not my style either. But I get it, and it does fit like out of a game like that. That
Hmm.
Halo could work as a good RTS. So fine, if you're gonna spin off, do that one, I guess. But I don't know. It just seems like there's so many little ones they do that
Halo 3 ODST did not
not
need to
much.
exist at all.
No. Like, well, yeah, I don't think they
I
did
fucking
either.
hated that game. It
I really dislike. There's a lot of fans of it too, but I did dislike it. Also, I didn't like that it was called Halo 3 ODST because it was 99% of it took place in the Halo 2 timeline. But whatever. Um, but it came out after Halo 3, so it'd be a bit weird to call it that.
But yeah, didn't it finish in Halo 3 and then start in Halo 2?
Yeah, like it was almost all in Halo 2 because it took place in
You
the
know,
city
at
name
the
of
end of the
Mass
day,
Effect.
it shouldn't have been called Halo 3 at all or Halo 2
Just
at all. It should be Halo
go Halo
ODST.
is yeah, exactly. Not in the franchise, I guess.
Like,
While we're in the topic of that too, like, what is it with you? Maybe you know, or somebody here knows, and I'm just oblivious to this whole thing. You have obviously it's really easy to release a game on PC above all platforms. Far less restrictions. You make a game, you put it on the internet, people can download it, whatever. And then to put it on the other consoles takes work. They have more requirements. Sony seems really way more strict in a lot of things than Microsoft does. Yet there's so many games that come to PlayStation and PC at the same time, or at least first, than Xbox, if ever. Like you have obviously KOTOR, but like even things like Fall Guys, for example, just
mm-hmm.
play PS5 and PC. Some VR stuff, just PS5 and PC, and it's like Microsoft owns PC, so why is this so different to get games on Xbox? Like, why does it seem like all these games at PS3, 5, just like, yeah, we'll have this, we'll have this, we'll have this, we'll have this. It's awesome. Microsoft has none of that. Like, there's so many more games that are PC and PS5 than there are that are just
Mm-hmm.
exclusively Xbox and PC. To me, as far as I know, um, at least the ones I seem to want to play, and I'm missing out on them. But
Well,
I
now,
don't know.
so I see your frustration. I mean, I've benefited from having PC and an Xbox for most of my life.
Yeah, and as do I now too. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I just rather not have to.
yeah, right. And like it seems like PC is going to be always be that middle ground. You know what I mean? Like, because it's always Xbox versus PlayStation, and then PC versus Xbox and PlayStation.
Right.
It's like even though PC is essentially Xbox with potentially higher graphics.
I guess, and maybe that's why they just don't bother putting on both platforms, save the effort, which is still
Um,
annoying.
and like yeah, like Fall Guys, that's a really weird one, but it's like it makes sense that like if Sony's going to release a game, they do it on PC. If Xbox is going to release a game, they do it on PC as well. Because generally people have PC and Xbox or PC and PlayStation, but they generally won't have all three kind of idea.
Yeah.
Or you know just have one nowadays anyways. Um so it's like it's generally really weird. I feel like you see more PC exclusives now
Yeah.
than you see console exclusives.
Yeah. And that was
Like
a change too, for sure.
Microsoft doesn't have any console exclusives.
No, just because it's just Windows or
Yeah.
Microsoft owns both, so well, let's put it on both so they can. Which is kind of I get it, but also it feels a bit disheartening to me.
I think
Kind of just like
PlayStation's going that route too. Like I don't think it's announced, but I'm pretty sure like from now on, PlayStation's all their games are going to be released through the Steam store.
yeah, I think so too. In a lot of ways, there are, and they already have like the game, their own version of Game Pass for a lot of the games, which is also works
Hmm.
on PC all the same if you have it. But I mean, you have the money to do it, smart move. Like you might as well have both. I think a lot of it comes down to just how accessible PC used to be. Back before, when you had games on consoles, it was a lot harder to develop games. You didn't have the hardware and software to be able to do it that they could do.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but now you can see people playing like indie games. Like there's way more indie games because people have the tech to just do it in their desk at home. That was never a thing before. Never had the access to the internet you do to download any resources you want or communities to gather to. So it's really easy to look like make a AAA title by yourself. In a
Right.
lot of ways, at least visually, that you were before. So I think that's a lot of it. Is just there's so much capabilities on PC that overlaps on consoles than ever before.
Yeah. It's a fucking weird ass world. And the gaming world is very unpredictable, especially right now with like the way they release the next gen consoles and the way PC's going with like PC parts even. Like it's like what the hell's going on?
Yeah, that's just I don't know. It's a whole separate rabbit hole.
Like it's like the thing I think we talked about before we actually started recording was like Xbox is releasing a special edition Halo console, but still can't get the regular edition out to the masses.
Yeah, so how do they even do that? Exactly.
PlayStation is releasing a new version of the PS5, which it's just like a reduced heatsink, but they still couldn't get the original out.
Yeah. So is that why they're doing it? Is the problem with the production is heat sinks or something?
Well,
So
right.
like, oh well, let's make a smaller one now we can release more.
And then like with computers, right? It's like the graphics card market is like they released 3070 Ti's and 3080 Ti's when you still couldn't get your hands on a 3080. You know, it's like why are you releasing different editions? You work on releasing regular editions to the masses.
Yeah, sell more. Like you already have the tech for this. You made it. Get it out there. Let's go. Stop defiling your resources and stuff.
Yeah, like
yeah, that's annoying.
Why with a graphics card, right? Why when people can't get a 3080, do they need to try to get a 3080 Ti? Like shit, at this point, just get anybody a graphics card at retail.
That's all you'll care about at this point.
Like
whatever the fuck you want, just get it out there.
It's just it's ridiculous. I mean, it's just fucked. Now we're gonna end that rant and go into another one. So there was an Apple and Epic lawsuit.
Yeah, you betcha. Yeah, then the results of that, because you were familiar with it before.
Yeah,
you touched on it. Where just to recap slightly here of Epic, basically it has their as Fortnite obviously has their game on every platform, iPhone included, and then basically decided to put their in-game market to buy stuff using their in-game market, and then bypass Apple's store that they take a piece of, which is 30% of the cut on everything. It's just across the board. It's steep, but that's the nature of the industry. You're on their platform; they got to do what they want. And then they decided to do that. Shortly afterwards, Apple found out, obviously, shut them down, took their app off the store, and then right after that, Epic sued them with the whole plan because they made a trailer of the whole 1984 thing. What is it? From that Apple had done in the past as a kind of a joke to them and stuff like that. So this is a whole planned scheme, and Apple tries to come out looking at the heroes on this shit. And so the results kind of came out for this. I mentioned before too, I'm not a big Apple fan in general and stuff like that. Kind of scummy company in a lot of ways, but definitely on Apple's side on this one. Like you set the bar. It's your own company, your own software and hardware. You design it. So if somebody has a problem with it, well, fuck them. It's just it. And this is they're doing this marketing ploy to try and say, yeah, we're you're the devil, but even though Epic's a pretty shitty company too. But so anyways, look at all that stuff if you guys want to see about the Apple and Epic thing. But anyways, they finally got a result of that case because Epic argued that Apple had a monopoly on this stuff. You can't do anything. You can't pay their own developers. It's not like that money's going to the developers anyways. Epic would just keep it in their pockets. But and then Apple's arguing, well, no, there's this, and stuff. So basically, it was a win or a loss for both sides, technically. Though, and that's what people are saying. Yeah, Epic did a lot. It's like, no, I mean, out of all the decisions, it was a split decision. But now, out of 9 out of 10 counts, Apple won. They in favor. The judge was in favor of Apple 9 out of 10. Including Apple's charges. So basically, all the money that Epic owes in that time frame to Apple, they have to pay Apple. And stuff like that, and then
and the rich keep getting richer.
Yeah, well, exactly. But they do have to allow. You can't. Apple does have to allow apps to be able to link to other storefronts and stuff like that to complete purchases from like email, things like that, other
Yeah.
storefront aspects. There's a lot more to it, a lot more legalese stuff involved with it too. But they do have, but the fact that Apple does take a huge market share in this industry, it's their own phone, they make the product, they can have it. It's not an illegal monopoly. There's other ways to go around it. So that was ruled that it's not a monopoly. It's okay. It's they didn't violate any anti-competitive laws on that note. And even so, it's still possible if either brand wants to further the case if they don't like the result of it or appeal it. And neither has decided to do that yet, but they still can. So we might see that in the near future here and talk about that later. But yeah, I don't know. I know more about it, but what are your thoughts on it? That kind of stuff.
So, like, I mean, the way I look at it, I fucking hate the way app stores are run on phones. Absolutely hate it. Yeah, I understand it's their platform, but why do they take such a huge cut? So, for me personally, because being a Twitch streamer, subs are more expensive on a phone because of the store taking a cut. So, in order for me to make the same amount of money, it charges my viewers more money, which is unfair to the consumer because Apple wants their cut. And they won't allow it to go through any other purchase or any other format to, make it fair.
Well, yes, but I mean, when you own their own hardware, like Apple makes their iPhones, they can do what they want with them, I guess. I get that, but it's like, I mean, if any developer has a problem with it, just use a different platform. And if enough developers have a problem with it, Apple would be forced to change their things, and because they'd be if you can get a lot less stuff on them, then people wouldn't want them as much and stuff like that. But it's the demand. You deal with the devil on that one kind of thing. And it's not like anybody else is hired too, because Google took Fortnite off their store for a while. I'm not sure if it's still off or not for the same reason. Because Google takes a high cut, Microsoft takes a high cut, Sony takes a high cut.
Yeah, Samsung even through the Samsung store.
Yeah, this is not exclusive to Apple in their own way, so everybody else does their own thing. I guess there's the way that like you can download third-party apps on Android, so it makes it a lot easier. Whereas Apple, it's much more difficult to do
and
that.
it's not a monopoly because there's just no competition. Everyone does the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's why it's ruined that. And I am actually reading here that I guess they did seem to file for appeal. Epic filed its notice of an appeal 2 days ago, so the 12th of September, challenging the rule that it's not a monopoly. So wow. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but Apple is wondering because there's stuff they could fight back on too if they want to, but nothing on that. So Epic just seems like a big baby in this whole thing to me. It's just like, you're not honestly, a good company.
Like I said, for both parties, why do they need to be fighting over money like this?
Yeah.
Be like, okay, you know what? Apple be happy with a 10% or 15% cut, and Epic should be happy with a 70% cut. Even it's like just fuck off.
Like,
why do you
know how much like they say like we can't this money should go to the developers? How much fucking money does Fortnite make alone? Give me a fucking break. You're not going to pay your developers with that money. You can't. You're telling me you can't. The billions you've made, you can't pay your developers more. I think you're doing okay. You fucking idiots.
Right? And it's like, but then Apple, even like, so I've got a friend that works in the Apple Pay department, so he's in charge of making sure people's payments go through and all that shit. You know how much he makes an hour? $18 an hour. And he's like a supervisor in that department.
Huh.
So why does Apple need to take such a big cut?
Yeah.
For them just to not pay the employees. It's just it's making the rich richer. So at the end of the day, me as just a consumer, I fucking hate this whole argument. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, because it seems like Apple says, yeah, we're doing this to, make it safe and fair for everybody, yada, yada, yada. And Epic's like, we're doing it for the people, for the consumers. No, you're fucking not. None of you are doing that shit for your customers. Fuck right off. Don't fucking feed us this line of bullshit.
It's literally, yeah, I mean...
You fucking idiots.
This kind of leads us into our next topic. The new iPhone got announced today.
Oh, yes, the new iPhone, right? Yes. iPhone,
yeah.
What now?
Yeah, so the iPhone 13 Pro Max, 13 Pro, 13 Mini.
Pro Max. Ooh, that is a fancy name.
Right? And their big features are they did have one really cool feature that I will agree is really cool. The cinematography camera. So essentially, it's like if you're looking at the camera, it's focused on your face. The minute you look away, it actually focuses on what you're looking at. So it's kind of a cool feature if you're doing any video stuff on your phone. But like they're like, it's our largest lenses. It's this, it's that. It's listen. You cannot sit there and say it's the best product on the market and it's faster than this or it's faster than that. Listen, it might run your home screen faster than an
Yeah,
Android.
seriously. Yeah.
And like I watched the whole press release, even like they announced their iPads, right? And they're like,
Mm.
it is 50% faster than the best-selling Android tablet. Like the best-selling Android tablet's like $100. Like,
Yeah.
but the best
It's,
Android tablet beats the shit out of an iPad.
yeah, it's yeah, apples and oranges here on the points they want to make. Any
Like,
company will do, I
god
guess, but
damn it.
yeah.
Like, you get a fucking Microsoft Surface, which is the same price as an iPad Pro, and it can run
Mhm.
fucking Valorant.
Yeah. So what does that tell you exactly?
Like, where
Like, yeah.
cool, you can doodle on an iPad.
Mhm.
Sick. I'm really glad that, you know, you have a pencil that you have to purchase separately.
Yeah. And can pay a small fortune for this new thing too. It just costs a bajillion dollars like the year before it for one small upgrade that people will pay for.
Well,
So I mean,
and
have at her, I guess.
the iPad mini is 8.3 inches, right?
Okay.
The largest phone's like 6.7. So for
Mhm.
an inch and a half, you're gonna have to buy an iPad? Like what the
Yeah.
no, get fucked. Get
No.
fucked. And their big things like the new diagonal
No.
camera. I'm like,
Mm.
well, get fucked. Just because you rearranged your cameras doesn't make it special.
No,
It
but
looks
some people will fucking think that. It's like, oh, it's just
I know
gotta have
tons
it.
of
I gotta
people.
have it. Oh yeah,
I
me too.
work in that industry. I get it.
Yeah, you're gonna have people flocking into it the day you have them for sure, taking pre-orders.
Well, it's the
Right?
same thing as like the stupid Samsung Folds, right? Like they're
Yeah, no, right.
cool,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
why are they $3,000?
Yeah. Again, it's probably a slightly more expensive tech than normal,
Like
but these guys are profiting.
I have two phones right now. I've got the S21 Ultra, great phone,
Hmm.
love it. And then I've got the Motorola Razr, so like the flip Motorola
The new
Razr.
version, not
Yeah,
the old one.
yeah. No, the old one, 2004.
Oh, okay.
Great,
Yeah, good.
high
Okay.
quality device.
Right.
Uh, but it's just like I bought it just because it's like that nostalgia feel and like the cool side of that.
Yeah.
But there's no nostalgia with a fold or anything like that. It's just
Mm.
it's meh. And I mean, shit, I might get in trouble for fucking talking as much shit as I am about these companies, but fuck it. Like,
Yeah, true. We're gonna get banned. This kind of shit, you know.
yeah, well, fuck them. If they don't want honest opinions, then get fucked.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's why we're here. We speak honesty.
Um,
Uh,
oh man, just I'm just not a fan of the rich getting richer.
generally speaking, yeah, they don't know.
And then they're
Again,
like, for our consumers, it's like you're a son of a bitch. You charging me twice the price for the same product.
all right, and I guess for the next topic, we got just another trailer. We got the whole spectrum of all the shows coming up from Marvel, Disney Plus, and stuff like that. We have the new Hawkeye show. I think it's a show, not a movie. I don't know.
It's a show.
I'm assuming
Yeah.
Disney Plus. It's a show of Hawkeye. Hawkeye's story with that, an original story from that kind of bit. But yeah, so the trailer was up. Watch that. It's a little weird. Not gonna lie. It's Christmassy, like full on pushing the Christmas thing. Like you're talking about, like Die Hard being a Christmas movie, fine, but it doesn't really push that
Yeah.
so much. It just kind of works into it. But this is like full force, like a Christmas movie. The music, the whole concept of it,
Mhm.
which is a really weird feel. It doesn't seem so bow and arrowy like Hawkeye is. There's a lot of other weird espionage going on. I don't
It seems cool.
know.
I'm gonna watch it.
Oh yeah,
Obviously,
sure.
Disney Plus and Marvel have been doing great things.
Definitely,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, it seems very forced Christmassy, but maybe it's because it's coming out Christmas season. Maybe that's what they're
Yeah,
focusing on in the trailer,
almost for sure.
which we
Yeah.
kind of talked about in the Matrix discussion. Is that maybe they're just making you believe that that's what it's about because it's coming around that time. And
True.
I mean, let's face it, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, it's our new time to watch, you know, Hawkeye at Christmas time." Woo!
Maybe that's why they're trying to do that because they have a good Christmas market. You might be right because you did have Christmas lines in the trailer. That stuff
Mm-hmm.
they're saying referencing Christmas. But yeah, that might actually be a good marketing point. It's like, okay, here's a Christmas show we can watch, and people will want to watch this more to boost the viewership.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, you're probably spot on that. Actually, brilliant. You're fucking brilliant.
There's no off switch on the Genius Machine. Yeah, like I mean, I'm excited for it, and like my favorite part of that whole trailer is when the guy throws the Molotov through the window and he catches it and throws it right back.
Yep.
I was like, damn. I'm like, all right, Hawkeye's on point.
Yep. Got that. Should be able to, maybe she could do that in COD, you know? Do that with frags, can't do it with Molotovs.
Like, no, picture in real life. Someone trying to catch a Molotov and dropping it on themselves, or
yeah, true. That it would not go over very well.
Or like as it's flinging through the air, you're trying to catch it, and it's all the alcohol's pouring out on you. Like,
okay, it's a lot more difficult than it sounds. Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I don't know how he did it, but he's Hawkeye, so he's a superhero.
He is.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited for it. I think there's like Disney Plus stuff. They really haven't done anything wrong for like Star Wars or Marvel. So like,
yeah,
I'm kind of stoked on it.
Yeah, true. And Hawkeye was, you know, a cool character and stuff like that. So cool that we're gonna see more of that and flesh out each of the Avengers a bit more. Works for me.
Do you think we're gonna see in the series like a legit Hawkeye costume though?
Like the comic,
yeah,
traditional.
Like, I get it. They want FaceTime and stuff with a character like Hawkeye to make it so it's more of a you're putting a face to the character, not you're basing it solely off the character because he wasn't that strong of a character in the comics.
Yeah,
I think they should definitely bring in some sort of
maybe they'll do that because it does seem to have like a spy element to it. So maybe that'll be like kind of like a stealth suit sense by covering his face up a bit and having that outfit, or maybe the supporting actress there, she wears a version of it instead, or something like that. One of the two.
Maybe
but they could do it like just one episode ish. Doesn't have to be the whole thing, but it has a stealth suit involved for this type of part of the mission, so it pays at least a tribute to that classic costume because that is a surprise that they never had that.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm just not quite sure on how they're gonna take it or where they're gonna take it, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Oh,
and I mean, and obviously as they release new trailers, maybe we'll have a reaction to the next trailer and as just a reaction video. So that's something you guys want to say.
Together.
Exactly.
You want to see that? You want to see us watch the show when it comes out? I mean, we can do that too.
How would now? Because I mean, how would we do that exactly? Could we just do what we do now and just watch it?
Just watch it through, but you do have to edit it quite a bit, and cut out certain parts, mute certain parts. It's actually, as far as I understand, people who do that kind of reaction stuff, it's difficult to do. A lot of copyright restrictions on it that mess it up, and it's hard to tell what you're allowed to cut and what you're not. There's a certain amount of viewership you're allowed to watch. Rules I'll have to look into, but it'd be a fair bit of work.
Or maybe something we could do for stuff like this. This is a crazy idea, and if you guys want to be a part of it, let us know. We could do Discord watch parties for it.
Oh yeah, true, yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, I do that a lot with like new Marvel movies, new movies that come out, right? So, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea for us to do it as like the Antics and Goose Show host, like a movie night or TV show session.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the easiest way to do it. Yeah, let us know, guys, if you want to do that. That's a brilliant idea, actually. We'll watch party for shows and hang out with us, chat with us.
No off switch.
Seriously, no off switch. This guy's on a roll here. I'm distracted by all these other things, and this guy's like, go.
Isn't that how it always is?
King Goose. Yeah.
Like, intellectually, you're probably 10 times smarter than me, but like, in life, I'm probably smarter.
Yeah, you would. I agree with that statement.
So then there was another thing that we wanted to talk about, which was there was apparently a huge database leak for Nvidia.
Yeah, and very recently too. We kind of stumbled upon this right before we started for podcast topics, and we have so a huge Nvidia leak of games coming out. That they have a list of games that they're working on or something like that. They got leaked, and Nvidia has confirmed it is a real list. But also still saying, well, there's still speculative games, yada yada yada. Still,
so on and so forth. Yep.
But they have a listing for it for a reason, because there's stuff they want to work with their graphics cards, or there are remade for their graphics cards on a remastered series. So it's kind of crazy. So there's a list from many different developers, and maybe there's a longer list, but this is the ones that got released, like Chrono Cross, Final Fantasy games. You have a Tomb Raider anniversary, Kingdom Hearts 4. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's Kingdom Hearts, it's going to come out in 20 years from now, but whatever.
Well, yeah.
Like, so,
2064 by the time that we have like fucking hologram PCs and shit. Like,
seriously, the amount it takes time it takes to do a Kingdom Hearts game? Absolutely. We got Resident Evil 4 remake, which is previously rumored anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Street Fighter 6, big deal, obviously. Dragon's Dogma 2, which is previously rumored. Monster Hunter 6, that's a big deal.
Yep.
From Take Two, you have a remaster of GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, which is previously rumored, but that could be a big deal. And 2 new Bioshock ones, like a RTX remaster of the original, and then a new Bioshock game for 2022.
Which is super exciting for a lot of people.
True. And though I almost would say that that's going to be like announced in 2022 is what they're basing it off of, because I feel like it was coming out next year. We already have a word on that.
Well, now keep in mind, like the way they've been releasing stuff because of the pandemic and stuff's like that Deathloop game that we watched the trailer of and we talked about. Did you really hear anything about it before it came out?
No, I didn't.
Exactly. So I think that it's more of a ploy to, a couple months before they're like, by the way, guess what's coming out? Because also now think about it, right? So now Cyberpunk. Think about how hyped that game got, and because they overhyped it a lot, when it actually came out, a lot of people just shit on it, even though it was a decent game.
Yeah, I agree. Love the
game. It got overhyped because it was such a long time from the time they announced to the time it came out.
Yeah.
So maybe they're doing it more strategic now. It'd be like a few months before, here's your game,
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's probably what's happening.
You might be right. But I don't know. Bioshock's a pretty big game as opposed to Deathloop or whatever. So I don't know, but still curious to see about it. It's a pretty iconic one. A lot of people really love it.
Mm-hmm.
I've only played the first one.
I haven't. I mean, I played the first one, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
I haven't touched anything. We've reacted. We've reacted to music from Bioshock games.
We have, exactly, from JT. Check that out on our channel, guys, if you like that. We're going to do more of that.
Shameless plug. Make sure you check out all of our other videos if you're watching this. And if you're not watching this, well, then I don't care. You're not important to me.
It's not a problem if you're plugging your own stuff on your own channel, right? Like, that's allowed.
Well, yeah, it's not like I'm going on Fancy Antics and just promoting myself, or he's come to mine and promoting himself.
Pops up in the middle of a music video. Or I come into your streams and just do like sound clips. Come subscribe to Fancy Antics.
I have a command in my channel that every time you're in my chat, my mods shout you out.
So, in text form, I mean. So yes, there's that, but also
that's it. I'm gonna comment on every single one of your videos. Follow Goose Gaming on YouTube.
Yeah, there you go. That's true too. At least I get more. If you do that, I mean, it does increase my engagement and stuff like that on the videos. So therefore, put them higher.
And then I surpass you in subscribers and views.
Damn it. True. Don't need that. Anyways, what else we got on this list here? Mirror's Edge RTX Remaster, an untitled Respawn game, love the studio, and also Titanfall 3, which is also slightly rumored before a bit that they're working on something like that. Which, I mean, Titanfall 1 and 2 are like my favorite games of all time, pretty much. Absolutely love them. So, looking very forward to that. If they can do that again. Just such a rush of FPS.
Yeah, those
I know you didn't like it as much as I did, but
yeah, the first one was dog shit. The second one was mediocre.
So
now listen. There's a reason it was sold in dollar stores here in Canada.
That's EA's fault, and I hold that truly. You don't release Battlefield and Titanfall on the same fucking day when you're the same company.
Well, one of them's gonna fail, and
it's not Battlefield.
Well, exactly.
So, but both of them different times. Why would you? Yeah, anyways, whatever. But still, it's a great game, fast paced. I love the speed that the game goes at.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just that I love quick first person shooters and stuff like that more than the tactical side. It just feels good. You're always moving. You're always in a rush and trying to stay on top of things. I don't know. I like the first one better in some ways based on how the Titans work. With more customization to what they were, whereas 2 kind of classed them, which was good. But at the same time, I kind of prefer the alternate weapon configurations and stuff. If they could do more of that, I'd be happier with that. I don't know.
That's fair.
Respawn doesn't seem to make a bad game, so I'm good with whatever they can pull off.
I mean, I disagree because I don't like a single Respawn game, so...
Well, fuck. I mean, you gotta respect. You may not like it, but you gotta respect the quality they put into it. And the
okay.
And they made Fallen Order. Did you not like Fallen Order?
It's all right.
I mean, it's an alright. It's better than most Star Wars games.
What was the shit the other one that came out, the other Star Wars Jedi game that came out years and years ago?
Jedi Academy
No,
or
no.
Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed. I think the Force Unleashed is better than the Fallen Order.
I would agree in most areas. Yeah, I love them.
Motherfucker ripped a Star Destroyer out of the sky.
Well, that's pretty badass too. But even like the actor, I love Sam Witwer, the guy who voices Starkiller in that. Like,
Yeah,
the guy's like a Star Wars fanatic, and he's just like really passionate about it.
Didn't he play the Joker in Gotham?
No, not that guy.
Is that a different actor?
Oh, sorry. No, Sam Witwer did Starkiller in
Oh,
Force Unleashed.
okay.
But in Fallen Order, yes, that is the guy you're thinking.
Yeah, okay.
Cal Kestis, yeah. But the guy who did Starkiller voices Darth Maul in the Clone Wars and Sidious and a bunch of other guys.
Oh wow, damn! So he puts in his
or
work.
No, Sidious in the Force Unleashed. But yeah, he does a lot of voice work, and he's like a huge, passionate Star Wars guy. Understands it like Dave Filoni does and stuff. So it's really, really cool. So I just want to see more of him involved in games.
Really. I honestly want another Force Unleashed game.
Yeah, I really do too. I think it was scrapped after Disney took it over because it was supposed to be a thing.
And it wasn't. It's canon now, but it wasn't when they first bought Star Wars. Right?
No, it's still not canon.
Still not canon? I thought they were going to make it canon, or there was talks of it being canon.
I think there's talks to bring the Starkiller into the universe to some capacity.
Well, it's because he's one of the strongest Jedis of all time.
Yeah, so they might pay some homage to that. I don't know. I hope so, because that'd be really cool. Who really knows?
Even if they somehow figured a way to put him into Fallen Order, like the second one or something.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. Maybe that's the Untitled Respawn game.
And it could, it's true. It could be. It could be that one or another Star Wars game they're working on because they have rights to do so. So it's possible. There's nothing else on this entire list though that is owned by Disney in any capacity, except I guess for Kingdom Hearts, but that's a slightly different thing. They just use Disney's license for that, I think, in a way. So, but everything else is not a franchise of theirs.
I just lost a light mid podcast. All right,
good stuff.
Light just decided to fly off the back of my desk. So. Now my color changed. Hang on, I got this. We'll just brighten up my face.
There you go, perfect.
But I guess that's a good way to end our podcast.
It's a good sign.
Yeah,
your desk is telling you to shut the fuck up.
It's like the whole thing just getting roped off the stage.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, no, guys, this is kind of this is a typical nerdy podcast from us. So if you guys like the content, want to see more from us, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Let us know on all of our social medias what you guys want us to talk about. If there's anything we even touched on this one that you guys want us to dive deeper into, we're always down to take suggestions. As well, we obviously are looking to have other content creators on this show. So if that is something you guys want to do, let us know.
Yeah, you guys want to come on, shut yourself out. What do you guys do? Come chat with us, either live or on a pre-recorded platform like this, whatever is comfortable for you guys, to be honest. It's one of my favorite things to do is just chat with you guys and meet new people and have a good time. So if you guys are content creator, let us know. Get on here. Yeah,
we've had a few guests now. And if you guys want to check out any of those podcasts with some of our good friends from like Twitch and shit, make sure you guys check out those. They're obviously in the past videos.
Yeah, you betcha, guys. Well, yeah, thanks for tuning in for this one.
Yeah, thank you guys. We really appreciate you. One more time, my name's Goose Gaming on Twitch.
And I'm Fancy Antics on YouTube.
Yeah, and next time we're going to have to get Fancy Antics' girlfriend involved because she seems to interrupt our podcast quite frequently.
I guess so, yes, all the time.
I'm pretty sure every week at this point.
It's great. Enjoy
it. I don't.
Come on. Secretly you
do. Yeah, secretly.
Just have Kat come interrupt. She's like, I'm not being interrupted enough. I need to level up to Fancy's level here. So
she lives with me, so it's very easy. She could just be here the entire time.
She could be. So that'll work.
I'm just gonna have her stand in the stairwell right in front of me, just with a Bluetooth speaker.
There you go.
But yeah, guys, that's the great podcast that we decided to release, and that's how we ended some random blarging at the back of it.
Yes.
Yeah, once again, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It means a lot to us. We're at 124 subs right now. Let's try to push that up as high as we possibly can. And look out for the future videos.
Gotcha, guys. Thank you very much. See you later.
Thank you. Bye.